More madness being reported on today, this time from the NHS, and it's a case involving a nurse who misgendered a transgender paedophile, a man masquerading as a woman. And this nurse is facing disciplinary action, so much so that she's going to have to take a legal case against the NHS simply for making a mistake at the worst case scenario, or standing up for what she believes in the best case scenario. So when nurse Jennifer inadvertently called a burly 6-foot transgender man paedophile mister, the sex offender attacked her and called her the N-word 3 times. So guess who was investigated by the NHS and labelled as a danger to the public? So this is a news story that's being revealed today. I'll give you some background on it, and then I'll play you a little video clip from the lady in question and what's being done as a result. So a Christian nurse takes legal action after being investigated by the NHS for calling a 6-foot man paedophile mister. The convicted paedophile we're referring to here as Mr. X is in a high security male prison after multiple convictions for luring boys into sex acts while pretending to be a teenage girl on social media. After refusing to refer to Mr. X as a she while on duty, Jennifer Milley was racially abused and physically threatened by this 6-foot man. Instead of supporting her, however, Epsom and St Helier University Trust Hospital has abandoned her and treated her like a criminal. The Nursing and Midwifery Council, the NMC, has also said Jennifer is a potential risk for not using Mr. X's preferred gender identity, in inverted commas. Just the stuff of madness and fantasy. Just another thing that's meant to aggravate and agitate us and grind us down and try and convince us that up is down and left is right, and right is wrong, and dark is light, and light is dark. 2 + 2 = 5, according to George Orwell's Big Brother. The story is the latest in a series of cases where NHS policy supports trans ideology. And that's all it is, by the way. It's just a crazy ideology. It's not based in reality. It's not based in fact. There are men, there are women, that is it. And neither of the twain shall meet, and you can't change from one to the other. You can certainly identify as one if you want. I have no problem with someone who thinks they're a female wanting to pretend that they're a female, dress up like a female. If that's what they want to do, knock yourself out, or vice versa. But don't ask me to buy into your fantasy or accept your fantasy as a reality. It follows the publication of the Sullivan report this week, which revealed that the police are allowing criminals to self-identify their gender on official records. And of course, we're seeing this in prisons all across the UK and Ireland, where we have men, violent men, sex attackers locked up in female prisons in some cases, but their rights are more important than the women that they're actually being locked up with. In this case, the policy led in the name of inclusivity to the NHS siding with a paedophile convicted of serious offences while pretending to be the opposite sex, supported by the Christian Legal Centre. This is who's getting behind this case. The case Jennifer has now launched against the Trust on the grounds of harassment, discrimination and human rights breaches is believed to be unprecedented. So there's a lot hanging on this one. What the outcome of this one is, in response to her claims, NHS lawyers have said that Christian beliefs that she holds, that we are born male and female, are, listen to this, not worthy of respect in a democratic society. So her Christian beliefs and the belief that there is only men and women and you can't switch between one and the other just because you say so isn't worthy of respect in a democratic society. So yes, this is the lady in question.
With the situation, the fact that I could be facing suspension, my career coming to an end simply because I refused to refer to this patient as a female, as a she or miss.
So there you have it. Christian nurse Jennifer Milley faces losing her career after she was investigated and disciplined for refusing to call a transgender male Mr., or she called him Mr. when he wanted to be a Miss or a Ms. And this lady has worked her way up through the nursing profession. She's thrown everything into her career. She's built a career. She's paying her taxes. She's being a valuable member of society. And now she's being persecuted by her employers for misgendering this man.
Yes, on the medical record, this was a male patient under urology. On the bedside, it was just written his name, not miss or anything. So on the first glance, when I looked at him, I was like, wow. He was a very big man, very huge, about 6 foot tall. He literally stood up and began to throw racial slurs at me and said, "Do not call me mister. I'm a miss. I'm a woman."
Demoted and moved to another ward. And bearing in mind, this was a convicted sex attacker. This was a convicted man, male sex attacker, that was in there demanding that this nurse respect his pronouns or respect his gender identity. He's there at the taxpayers' money. He's getting treated by taxpayers' money. He doesn't get to pick and choose who bows and scrapes to him, especially not in a medical environment. If he doesn't like it, get the hell out of the hospital or stay in your male prison where you belong if you can't take it.
When I came back the following shift, I was told you can't work anywhere else. From now on, you can't do bank shifts. You're restricted from doing anything from HR point of view because you have deliberately misgendered a patient. I was in shock.
And this is the world in which we're living in at the minute. The employer or the government falls down on the side of the convicted male attacker. For example, in this case, rather than a woman who's worked her way up through the profession, who wants to make it her business to continue along this career path, has done nothing wrong, has said nothing wrong or nothing that is factually inaccurate, but she's the one that got demoted. She's the one that's having to take legal action against the NHS, and the NHS are standing up for her accuser and taking her Christian beliefs or throwing them to the side to say that that kind of mindset, those kind of beliefs has no place in modern society. What do you think? Has the NHS gone too far? It's ridiculous. If you go to some NHS appointments and you're obviously a man, for example, they will say, "Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant?" Stupid questions, and they know it's stupid questions, but they've got to answer them to jump through these diversity hoops. If you are a man and you're asked if you're pregnant at an NHS hospital, just say, "I am actually, and I would like an ultrasound, thank you very much." You know, bloody madness. But anyway, that's the world in which we're living in at the minute. Leave me your thoughts, comments and opinions below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I'm Rick Munn, no risk, no reward, over and out.